Welcome to our fourth match of week 6. On the player side, we have the MEN-etrics versus the opponent side, which is the Sawk Tuahs. The MEN-etrics are coming off a win against the against the Take Two Tyrannitars. The power of Mega MEN-etric, Volt Switch, Mega MEN-etric, Scrafty, and Polytoad, just having a bunch of intimidates and be able to have ways to pivot into rain when Take Two Tyranitar's game plan is all about sand, made it really just seem like impossible to Take Two Tyranitars to get anything going. Also, all the physical attackers. It was hard to watch, honestly. It was just like, dang, it seems hopeless. But for the Sawk Tuahs, they're coming off of a nail biter against the Go-Go Flower Rangers. I really thought it was over for them. I thought the Go-Go Flower Rangers had it pretty much wrapped up, but with a Miracle Dragonite taking a total of 8 hits to knock out, made it just so he had just enough gas for the Metagross to finish the game. Which makes the Sawk Tuahs are currently 3-2, and the MEN-etrics are in first place right now at 4-1. But if we remember last season, the Sawk Tuahs were the only person to be able to take down the take down the MEN-etrics last season. So let's see if we pull it off again. First thing I noticed is that this is the first week we are seeing oh my god, what's your name? Liepard, and this meaning this is the first week we are not seeing Polytoad. And a big reason for that is the Gastrodon. Gastrodon with its Storm Drain kind of makes Polytoad just makes Polytoad useless. Scarf Polytoad was a big part of the game plan of the MEN-etrics. Not only just having a fast, strong, just water type stab, just being able to like, keep the Celesteela. It made the Celesteela in rain just kind of almost impossible to kill, as the only other type it would in week 2 was electric type, so that's not a thing anymore. So this Gastrodon already having to change things, even though it hasn't even been set out in battle yet. And these steel types from the Sawk Tuahs, at least the Genesect, there's not many ways for they're kind of hard to really hit. The Metagross at least has the 2 dark types, but like this Genesect, none of these. There's Overheat from the Mega MEN-etric, but like the base, like you have to use it resulting to covered moves to really hit these mons a lot. Let's see. I think will be a big mon for, let's see. I think Mega MEN-etric, speaking of which, is going to be a pretty huge mon in this fight. I think the ability to just intimidate cycle against there's at least 3 obvious physical attackers. And the fact that Mega MEN-etric is faster than the Mega Metagross, and that's a big reason why Mega Metagross is a problem. And being able to like Volt Switch and just cycle efficiently will be pretty nice. And Liepard is one of the few Pokemon that can potentially one-shot Mega Metagross. And we saw week 1 with Umbreon with the foul play, the stab foul play, and using its attack set against it. Liepard can do the same thing. So I expect the Mega MEN-etric lead. It's kind of like really safe and just hard to deal with, and maybe something that like helps cover against your bad matchup against Gastrodon, which is like maybe that's like Lando Eye with like Grass Dot or something like that. And for the Sawk Tuahs, I wouldn't mind lead. I think Raichu's not a bad lead here. I think it's just I don't think there's any. I don't see Lando Eye as a lead. I don't think that's gonna show up that often. And I don't know, maybe something to cover the Raichu, which would be like, I don't know, maybe Mimikyu, the fairy typing. But yeah, let's get the show on the road. All right, we're sending the Gastrodon out right away. It is definitely possible that the Mega Men-etrics also can be running Hidden Power Grass. I have seen, I've done that before when I had Mega Men-etrics in my life. Yeah. This is 2 what looks like special attackers from the Sawk Tuahs at least. So that's definitely, like, that makes this a double Intimidate look. Is it double Intimidate or is it single? Let's see. No, it's single Intimidate. Okay, so that means the Scrafty. Oh no, he didn't Mega Evolve yet. Duh. The Scrafty still has Intimidate. Okay. That was like Shed Skin for a second. Yeah. This could be like, so you can do a Fake Out turn here. I haven't seen the Alolan Raichu run Fake Out yet. At least I don't think I remember seeing it Fake Out. But it definitely doesn't feel that safe in front of the Scrafty. But the Gastrodon definitely feels pretty good against the Mega Men-etrics. I'm assuming he does get Hidden Power Grass out of this game. So this is a pretty like tight spot because like I want to Fake Out the Scrafty and like Earth Power the Mega Men-etrics. That's like what my first instinct is telling me. But there's definitely ways to like play around that. Just like any mon with Levitate with like, honestly, if you don't, I mean, there's also the chance of like a Water and Ice move. So like I was gonna say like Landorus just kind of hard walls these mons, but so that's not necessarily true. But like Cresselia looks in a decent spot here. These mons aren't threatening enough to threaten Cresselia. I mean, most mons are not, but it really doesn't look like they threaten Cresselia. Celesteela doesn't look bad either. And I don't think there's much value of getting a Fake Out this. I don't want to really. Faking Out doesn't look that great for me if I'm on the again as mainly Men-etrics. I kind of just want to start pivoting now, get it over with. I don't think you're getting much out of this turn unless we see something different with these movesets. And oh my goodness, that is quite the turn 1. This turn 1 was huge. Just getting a light screen up, taking advantage, just really taking advantage of the passiveness of the manly Men-etrics. Knowing that the Earth Power just was not going to happen into the wasn't gonna be allowed to get hit in the Men-etrics. Something had to have happened, either protect or switch into 3 mons that are immune to Earth Power. So he just goes, okay, I'll just ignore that slot and just yawn the Scrafty spot. So he got a light screen up, and he is now the yawn blunder is starting. That's a pretty huge turn 1. And now that the Men-etrics has just protected, you can start targeting the Men-etrics spot. And how do you want to do that? There's many options here. You could try to Earth Power, and like maybe if it switches in, you get a KO. Maybe you do like Ice Beam Psychic or something. Ice Beam Thunderbolt. Water move Thunderbolt. Just like definitely a decent amount of ways here. Psychic doesn't really. I mean, Psychic doesn't hit any of these monsters super effectively, so I wouldn't even be that surprised if Psychic move isn't even brought. But yeah, I think it's a good time to start putting on pressure on the Men-etrics slot. I mean, honestly, either slot doesn't feel too bad because this Celesteela doesn't feel like it's in a great spot either. Because like you either gotta let it sleep, or you have to switch it out. Yeah, but I would double the Men-etrics slot. I think that's a bit more surefire here. And I think I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm just double switching here. Switching Celesteela for the Men-etrics, switch in Yeah, like something with a crest and just something with crest in one of the slots, and the other one being I don't know. Don't want to switch in life power because of how frail it is. Maybe like Lando I on the left slot and Rosalia on the right slot. Oh, we have a Snarl Miss too. That's... And yep, just again, just doubling. Just getting this call right. The Snarl Miss is definitely... I don't think it would have prevented the KO. I think even the Psychic plus Earth Power at -1 would have been enough to get the KO. But yeah, just KOing the most invaluable Mon. Turn 2. And this Mon getting... All it did was decrease one Mon special attack. Because the physical attack doesn't really matter. So that's like huge threat out of the way. And now that's like one of your only potential like Mons that were like faster than Mega Metagross. And that, again, this Mon gets overheat, which was like one of your ways to hit Metagross. And Genesect, that's a huge move. A Mon you just lost. And what do you send in now? You do get Fake Out Pressure back next turn. You can just like knock something off. So yeah, I would think this would be like some type of threatened knockoff onto the Raichu. And this light screen is so annoying because you don't have many physical attackers. Light screen's kind of huge here. There's Liepard, there's Scrafty, and Celesteela is not really known for its special attack, physical attacks. And the only one that you usually see like Heavy Slam, and Heavy Slam looks pretty terrible besides everything besides Mimikyu. Yeah, and here's the Celesteela, and gotta worry about a potential Thunderbolt. But Raichu is so frail that you do have to, like, you may just die to a Scrafty knockoff. That's like my concern here. Is that like Scrafty, not the hardest hitting Mon, but knockoff is pretty high base power and it's stab, and Raichu is that frail. I can definitely see potentially one shot hitting. So you may have to start doing something about that if you think it does KO. If not, I'm more than fine just like trying to like yawn Scrafty, Thunderbolt Celesteela if you think you do live, because you are at full. And because yeah, or you could like switch in. I also don't mind switching in Mimikyu. Doesn't feel that great because even if it's like a resisted hit, you are still losing the substitute part. So like it's like any hit's a bad hit for you. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking just like Thunderbolt Celesteela, probably not gonna KO, and just like yawn the Scrafty, something about that lines if you think that it can live. And I'm not really sure, man. I think I'm trying to like fake out Gap. Maybe this is like fake out Raichu. Try to Leech Seed here. And what am I Leech Seeding? I think the Gastrodon is less likely to protect here. So we'll probably just start Leech Seeding. That is what I'm feeling right now. Dude, this is a fake. This is a 40 base power non-stab move. And it did, and yeah, and Scrafty doesn't hit that hard. And that did a quarter of Raichu's health. Oh my gosh, Raichu. Have some shame. Oh, and I did not know this got Giga Drain. I mean, it gets Leech Seed, so like, I guess if he gets that, I guess. Are we gonna get a burn? We do get a crit, and we get a burn. Oh my goodness. This is... Dude, everything is just going right for the Sawk Tuahs. Like, it's not even like, oh, I mean, missing the Snarl is pretty lucky. A crit and burn is also like lucky. But like these are also just getting the plays right. Felt the Raichu was able to stick in for this turn. And thanks to that light screen earlier, the Giga Drain didn't even do half. It did 48%. So the next Giga Drain isn't going to KO with the leftovers chip. So you're going to have to double this Gastrodon. And what is the last move on this Gastrodon? Is it Recover? Is it Protect? Is it Ice Beam? It could be... We've seen Sludge Bomb before. Sludge Bomb is not good against this team. But yeah, I don't know what this last move of Gastrodon is. And now you can feel pretty confident saying this Scrafty is not an issue against the Raichu anymore. I think it's... I wouldn't mind to start bullying the Celesteela a little bit. Just because the Scrafty is just kind of like pathetic out there. Like, it definitely could, like, so you have to either, the thinking is that the Scrafty either stays in and just kind of just does mediocre damage at best for a bunch of turns, or it switches out and that's like a full turn lost. And what mon would you even care? Like, none of these mons scare me that much to switch back in. But like, maybe you don't want to like fully commit to that. So like, maybe you do something like Thunderbolt Scald, Thunderbolt Celesteela, Scald the Scrafty slot. It could cover some things a bit better. It could cover like what would most likely switch into me. I think it's Cresselia. You know, switching in Lander Eye against a Gastrodon Scald will never feel good. Potential that risk. I also don't even hate doubling the Celesteela, which I was saying earlier, and I don't know. I think I'm keeping in the Scrafty, or at least for a little bit longer. I'm trying to keep the Celesteela. Try to like knock off Raichu. Maybe it's like Protect Celesteela, try to knock off Raichu, get some chip on it, and just kill it over a couple turns. Because this Scrafty is pretty bulky. It took 32% after you have a crit. So like try to knock it off twice or something, and like Protect with Celesteela next turn, like try to start getting the Leech Seed train going. That knockoff still KO'd. Gosh, Raichu's defense is pathetic. It's burned, man. It's burned. That's so sad. Raichu, please be better. Okay. Yeah, losing Raichu kind of stinks here, I will say. Because the Celesteela is... Despite only one mon being down, I'm like, dang, can any of these mons take out Celesteela? And there may be a plan for it. We have seen electric terrain synergy before, but like a way to set up electric terrain and having like Thunder Punch and stuff on the mons. But if I recall correctly, I think Raichu was the one setting up the electric terrain for itself. But maybe there's another thing for it. So okay, so the Celesteela just protected. That's something we could try to take advantage of. And what would be the best mon to take advantage of it? That's a good question. I don't know if Scrafty gets Foul Play. Maybe if it doesn't, then like I like sending in Metagross here and and if you have like Thunder Punch or something, you do like Thunder Punch, Celesteela, Scald Celesteela slot, and that will do like a good chunk of damage here to whatever switches in, and you have a chance to burn whatever switches in too. Like Liepard may just die, even though none of those moves are super effective, and Gastrodon is at -1 because of just how frail it is and how strong Metagross is. Or, oh, Genesect. Genesect gets Thunderbolt, right? I'm pretty sure it does. Okay, we are going to send in Mimikyu. Definitely not the mon was my first thought to be expected, but it's not in a terrible spot here. It threatens play rough against the Scrafty, and so you can definitely just do like play rough Scrafty slot, Scald Celesteela slot, and there's also no great fairy switch-ins. Cresselia is bulky enough to take those hits, that is true, but you are still taking neutral damage. Liepard you can't do that. Lando Eye doesn't feel great either. It is neutral, but Lando Eye is not that bulky. So yeah, the more I think about it, the more I kind of am messing with this is Mimikyu. So I think this is a good chance to do Scald, Celesteela, play rough, Scrafty. Just get this Scrafty out of here. I know I was talking stuff about how it's a kind of a liability on the field, but it still has fake out pressure. It's still fairly bulky. So I still, and Mimikyu also can't really do that much to Celesteela anyway. So I might as well KO the Scrafty. And if you KO the Scrafty, that's one less mon that can proc the disguise this turn. He has a Cresselia. That still does a third. That's a lot for I'm gonna be honest. Anytime you can do 33%, a third of your HP to Cresselia, like that's kind of impressive. Thanks to that life orb boost. But yeah. I do want to say that maybe the maybe Yawn into Celesteela was a bit better than the Scald. Oh, that Scald did not. Let's see. That Scald just didn't do a lot. It did 16%. The chance to burn would be nice to mitigate the leftovers healing, but just having, and like any chip damage is good damage against a bond this bulky. But just the just so you can like protect your Gastrodon next turn to be able to protect it, and then like try to force the Celesteela to sleep or force another switch in, which is like would be nice here. I think it is time to let this Gastrodon go though. I think it's time to try to sack it, and which would be like something like, because it's too slow, it's too weak to do anything at this point. I think it does like a protect Mimikyu. Try to attack something, try to Scald one of these mons, let the Gastrodon die, and try to get a cleaner switch in here. What is that switch in? Thinking Genesect. Genesect probably has Thunderbolt, may have Thunderbolt on it for Celesteela. Definitely could have some bug type moves for the Cresselia. I think Genesect would be an excellent switch in here in a minute. Alright, so this is actually the exact opposite of what I saw, which was just trying to keep the Gastrodon alive for a little bit longer, just so another attack has to be thrown in here. But the Cresselia, which we don't see run Protect too often because it just has so many good support moves and it's so bulky, is actually running Protect. So that does mean that some move is getting sacrificed here. Is it an attacking move? Is it like, I don't know, is it Trick Room that's getting sacrificed? Is it like Helping Hand? I don't know. You only have 3 moves left. I can't imagine one of them being Psychic, because Psychic just doesn't really hit anything against this team. So maybe it's like Ice Beam for Dragonite, Helping Hand, another supportive move. I'm not really sure. But yeah. You do now know that the Cresselia is open to another attack. I don't mind play roughing the Cresselia again. Just start chipping this down. And just trying to get this Celesteela KO'd. I mean try to keep this Mimikyu safe for your next switch in. I still like protect Mimikyu and attack Gastrodon here. And you gotta KO the Gastrodon. You can't let this like yawn or do anything fishy. And I don't know what the Cresselia has in it to help support the team do right now. Oh my gosh, it's ally switch. We are throwing morals out the window. Morals have been thrown out the window. And the thing to know with ally switch is that this is not Gen 9. So ally switch can be spammed with no chance of failing. So this is going to be a mind game that is going to be in the head of that has to go through the head of Tuah's for the rest of the match, as long as Cresselia is up. I completely forgot about this move because I haven't seen it in so long. But yeah, I think a good next mon to bring is probably Genesect. It is okay. There is a worry with Genesect, and it's that Celesteela gets Flamethrower. So that is something I forgot about. So I'm feeling not as confident as I did just a minute ago. maybe it's time for Meta-Metagross. It's bulky. It's not going to get hit that hard by that flamethrower. Metagross is a lot bulkier, and it's only not quad weak. So maybe it's a good time for that. Oh my gosh, I forgot about this having the actual ability. Okay. Dragonite. Okay. Does it have Thunder Punch? I don't know what moves this has. But it does feel kind of safe to maybe even try to get a Dragon Dance up if you are that, because these monsters don't hit hard. And Mimikyu, man. You have to start getting a Call Array. I do like, even when I know there's Ally Switch, I do like trying to like not play around Ally Switch and just attacking normally. And the reason for that is just kind of like expected outcome, because if someone Ally Switches and you, there are ways to win their Mon's potential things to do that, right? So they're not. So if you guess it wrong in the Ally Switch, it's not nearly as bad as if you guess wrong and they don't Ally Switch, because now both Mons get to do something. But the Crest does have Protect, so that is another factor. Both these Mons do have Protect. Yes, we know that. But yeah, I think I want to try to Dragon Dance with this Dragonite if it's had here. And this Mimikyu has to start making. This Mimikyu has to make guessing. Yeah, I guess. Woodhammer. Woodhammer. Okay. Woodhammer was definitely not the move I thought would be clicked here, and I don't think Woodhammer is good into anything here. I think that is just a mistake here. But what does this Dragonite end up doing? You're also doing more recoil to yourself. It kind of stinks. Dragon Claw. Okay. Yeah, this Celesteela just ate up 2 attacks like it's nothing. I do think this is a pretty decently sized misstep from the Sawk Tuahs, from an otherwise very solid game plan. Where I don't hate Dragon Claw. Maybe trying to predict another Ally Switch and just trying to do some damage to the Cresselia. But the Woodhammer is inexcusable here. Like, it just doesn't do better than Play Rough in like any scenario here. Yeah. You do have multi-scale on the Dragonite, so now would be a good time to just protect the Dragonite if you have it for the just so you don't lose your multi-scale for no reason. The Mimikyu is still fairly safe here because of it's immune to Fake Out. It is fast and crafty, so like protect Dragonite. Try to play off Scrafty. I think is like really your only play here in the Celesteela. We have not seen Giga Drain yet. I'm not Giga Drain Leech Seed yet. I think now would be a good time to start doing that if you have it. Oh yeah, you do lose this, guys. I did. Getting a double switch here. And here's the Leech Seed that I was foretelling about. The switch from the Dragonite makes me suspect that that it doesn't have multi-scale. Or maybe he just didn't like the spot the Dragonite was in after it got intimidated. Either way, the switch out from Dragonite, I totally understand it. I actually quite like it. You now have you sent out 2 Mons that can start putting on some offensive pressure, which is kind of what you need right now. Genesect doesn't. Okay. Is that red? I can't tell. I'm not gonna look at colors. Is that the burn one, or is that like an electric one? I mean, it's probably the burn one because Genesect gets Thunderbolt already. Yeah, you got the Leech Seed on the Metagross, which is very annoying for you. If your Sawk Tuahs just Celesteela become harder and harder KO every turn. And this Genesect has to be worried. There's one move that hasn't been revealed yet, and it could very well be Flamethrower. I highly suspect it's Flamethrower. So you got to be careful around this. You either got to find a way to KO it this turn, or keep the Genesect safe, or else this Genesect is not going to last very long, and that is a huge problem. Oh no, we protected. Okay. We U-turn the live part spot. Good. That's a good workaround. He's probably figured out that it is probably assault vested. We have seen assault vest crafting, he has some damage count. So this was a very safe U-turn into the live part. I'm very much a fan of this, and it keeps you safe for a potential flamethrower. And here comes the Mimikyu, which is your best bet here, because you don't want to lose your multi-scale. And yeah, you don't want to lose multi-scale, so it's really your only option. And there's the flamethrower. And yep, that was a very good play. Very good play. Okay, now the light part's out. It is one tap, but there is a problem here. And the problem is that with this light part has Encore. Because then you're stuck protecting like a stupid poopy face for a few turns. And I don't know if you can really do much about that. Now would be a good time too. You also have to worry about potential foul play from Lipard. We talked about this earlier. Foul play Lipard, one of the only ways to actually truly threaten to one-shot Metagross here. We have seen Play Rough Woodhammer for Mimikyu, and it is Life Orb. Is there a potential Shadow Sneak in here just for some priority? That would be really nice to try to play around the what's it called, the foul play, without having to like use a ginormous attack against the Lipard. And this Metagross may not be max speed, and this Lipard is almost guaranteed max speed as its focus action's already frail and just don't want to do fast. So this is a pretty big turn here. Is this, you gotta try to figure out, is this trying to foul play me? Is this trying to Encore me? You have to try to make a call here, because either of these is bad. And I'm kind of leaning towards, but none of your switch-ins are great either, because the Genesect may get flamethrowered and the Dragonite would lose its multi-scale. Neither of those are particularly good. But you also want to let the Leech Seed go away to prevent the Celesteela from running into the game. I don't know. I think Dragonite may be your best bet here, is what my instinct is telling me. Switch to Dragonite. Try to Shadow Sneak the Lipard if you have it. Yep, it's Encore. And here's the new Mon. Despite it not getting KO, like, I think taking 2 hits, doing some life, making Mimikyu take some self-life orb chip, and making the Metagross a sitting duck now for 3 turns and getting Leech Seed chip is a pretty big turn. And now the Mimikyu has been KO'd. And now this Celesteela man has been putting in so much work. And now you have to figure out whether you want to switch out the Metagross next turn and for what. And just to try to figure out what do you want to do here. I think it's a bit better right now to send in Genesect first. Just for the fact that you can, just so you don't get intimidated. It is immune to intimidate. And then, like, we can do what we... And the Scrafty may come in just to get a free fake out turn here. That's another special defense boost. Yeah, we are going to get the Genesect boost. It is going to be just a neutral attack. And now that you know Flamethrower is happening, this is just none of this feels good. Because if the Dragonite gets hit by anything, he loses his multi-scale, as I said earlier. You want to protect with Genesect just to stall at the fake out turn. Honestly, I don't mind double protecting. The Mega Metagross is forced to protect, but I actually don't mind that here. It's like double protect, try to stall at this fake out turn, and then next turn try to punish this Crafty. I think that is your best option here, just so you don't get flamethrowered and just so there's no potential disaster of losing multi-scale or something like that. But a 2x defense Celesteela, it feels like you're starting to running out of ways to have to Celesteela, man. That is my concern right now. Oh no, this Genesect is gooped. Yep. Maybe there's no protect on this Genesect. I can very well see that, just because Genesect just has so many good attacking moves. U-turn, Bug Buzz, any of the drive moves, Flamethrower, Ice Beam. There's so many moves that you want to try to fit in that, like, for going for attack, like, it's definitely something I can see that's happening. But yeah, the Genesect goes down, and now it feels kind of Jover right now. I did say that last week, and the combination of Metagross and Dragonite were able to come through, so like I shouldn't speak too early. But I don't see how you Metagross is still leech seeded. It's at -1 attack. You can start pivoting the Scrafty in and out for more intimidates. Another KO, yeah. Okay, the Encore has ended, so at least there's that. I'm probably just trying to, like... What am I trying to do here? I do want to cycle more Intimidate. That is something I definitely would want to do. But I don't really see how you can do that. Without having to, like go through a long list of doing things where, like, you're getting your mons getting beat up for so much. So I think it may just be better to just keep attacking here. Try to Leech Seed the Dragonite. Try to... I don't know, try to knock off the Metagross. It's not going to... Maybe it's a Leech Seed Dragonite, switch the Scrafty out for, like, something. Maybe the Cresselia. I don't know. Maybe it's just better to just keep attacking at this point. I think it may be, because the Lando's at full health, and it's probably, yeah, I think it's just... keep mashing attack is probably your best odds, probably. Going for another protected does not work. And yeah, and okay, with a turn like this, now the game really feels over. You got a clean switch in here. You got the Landowai that can threaten a one-shot on the Metagross, but maybe there's Ice Punch. But yeah. And the Metagross is just taking chip after chip, where he just... Yeah, that is true. You're taking chip after chip after turn. So, like, still playing this is definitely an option here. But yeah, try to Earth Power, Metagross, try to Leech Seed Dragonite, and if that connects, okay. Or we can do the Intimidation Gambit. Full Punch is pitiful damage here. Probably, this is where you just feel kind of like it's Jover. You're just kind of clicking buttons here. I fully understand. And I gotta say, this started out looking really good for the Sawk Tuahs. The beginning, the first few turns felt like they couldn't have gone any better. You had the call out turn 1, where you got free damage and you got a light screen up against the when the guy protected the Mega MEN-etrics, and then you just killed it with an Earth Power double next turn. And then turn 3, you got a Scald crit and burn against a physical attacker. But this team's defensive core is just so brutal, man. It's so hard to break. I don't understand how I got close to beating this. And like every week, it just seems more and more dominant. I felt like I caught the Manly MEN-etrics at a good time week 1, where he didn't have as much time to figure out what everyone else does and what his mons do best and how to make use of it. So congrats to them defeating the only person that was able to take him down last season. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.